video, we're going to take a look at the IK Multimedia iRig with iOS amp and effect simulators. Hello and welcome to Tuts, the show where we explore guitar playing, music theory, and in this case, gear to take our playing to the next level. I'm your host, Ray George. When buying equipment, I especially like things that will serve me in creating whatever I want to create, as opposed to the gear I have being a focal point. I aim for simplicity, functionality, and quality. The iRig caught my fancy since it's a cheap and cheerful way to make use of your phone, tablet, or laptop, which you probably already own. For me, it's a great little tool to quickly record musical ideas at decent quality, especially if I'm away from my main recording setup at home. The iRig is essentially just a connection adapter that converts the TRRS socket of your device to a 1/4" jack socket for the guitar input and an 1/8" stereo output socket for your headphones, which makes it super simple to use. All you have to do is connect the iRig to your device, your guitar and headphones to the iRig, and you're ready to go. As I said, these are pretty cheap these days since they've already been around for a little while. I picked mine up new for 16 euros, which isn't too bad, but there is a downside to this type of design because the wiring is so small and both the input and output are so close together and basically on the same connector, it has a tendency to feed back quite easily, especially when using higher gain sounds. And this is regardless of how loud the sound is coming out of your headphones or speakers. It's an internal feedback loop, which is kind of strange, but I guess that's just the way it is. The second part of making all of this work is of course the software or the app that you use to simulate the effects and amp that you want to use. There's quite a few out there to choose from. IK Multimedia, who make the iRig, have one called Amplitude, which I tried out but with not a lot of success. It seemed to distort very easily if I played with any sort of dynamics, and the feedback seemed to be most apparent in this app. The others I tried out were Jam Up by Positive Grid, Tone Stack by Yonac Software, and AmpKit by Agile Partners. They all seemed a lot better to me than Amplitude, but if you're looking for something, I would just suggest try them all for yourself, because when it comes down to it, they're all pretty similar, and it's just a matter of what your needs are and which interface you like the most. AmpKit stood out the most for me. It felt the most realistic and straightforward, plus it seemed to be the cheapest. Even though their full price is listed at $120 for everything in the app, if you simply close and reopen the app after you first download it, they'll offer you a whopping 80% off the entire app at just $20. And a little trick if you've already downloaded the app and not taken the offer the first time is to simply delete it and reinstall it, and they'll offer you the 80% off again after you reload it. So included in AmpKit, as with most of the others, in some shape or form, is a recorder. But if you want to get a little bit more musical, as I do, you could use the GarageBand app. I think it's usually about $5, but I'm not sure since I don't actually remember buying it. Either way, it's really great for just laying down a rhythm track that you can jam over, or you could even go as far as recording a whole track in there if you have the patience. Here's a little demo of what I got up to with it. After using it for a little while now, I think it works fine. The thing I do struggle with is playing with headphones on in general. You just don't get the same feeling and response from it compared to playing over a loudspeaker or actual amplifier, even though the recorded sound is pretty good. I feel like it inhibits my performance a bit, and it's definitely not as enjoyable to play with, especially if you're using it for an extended period of time. But that's not what I bought it for, so overall I'd say I'm happy with it for my needs. If you're looking for something that you plan on using a bit more seriously, however, and you don't mind spending a little more, I would suggest taking a look at the Line 6 Sonic port or something along those lines, which eliminates the problems that the iRig has and will be better quality in general. But just for the casual use, away from home, musical note-taking, the iRig is great. I'm sure we're playing around with it a bit more, and I'm planning to take it out for a shoot outside in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. If you like this video, please let me know by hitting the thumbs up button, or you can leave me a message down in the comments section along with any other questions, suggestions, or requests that you might have. If this is one of the first of my videos that you've watched, welcome to my channel. It's great to have you here. I use this space to share musical tools, whether it be equipment, music theory knowledge, techniques, or tips and tricks that will basically help us as musicians to express ourselves freely as best as we can through the medium of music and guitar. If that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to keep up to date.